Interviewing both shots, please, Luke. Can you just get your camera ops?
Interviewer Sheila Hedley, take one.
Fantastic work, thank you, Luke. After action. We won't start until you stand still, Luke. Good man.
Action. I am Becca. I'm going to be interviewing you today. Right.
Nice and loud, Becky. Yeah, nice and loud, nice and clear.
Could you tell us about Alnwick?
Alnwick or Alnwick Fair?
Just Alnwick.
Just Alnwick. Oh gosh. Yes, it's a more lovely town, and it's got the Duke of Northumberland. And in 1969, it got this fair, and it ranged from beautiful processions of the elderly mayor and all through the town. And it was because they wanted to reenact a lot of history from years gone by, so that's why they all wore the lovely long dresses. And there was a lovely chap in Alnwick called David Schofield.
I'm so sorry to interrupt you, Sheila. We've got a little technical problem on the camera there. So could you just do a little cut there, please?
Just hang on 1 second, guys. Because Chris is going to come back and show you making noise. If you guys have to cut, just cut that, guys. Just camera speed. Camera speed. Gordon.
Interviewer Sheila Hedley, take two.
Action. Hello, I'm Rebecca, and I'm going to be interviewing you today. Can you introduce yourself and tell us a bit about Alnwick?
Hello, I'm Sheila Hedley, and I first got married in 1958 and came to Alnwick. But what a wonderful experience. It's the most beautiful little town, and it's most famous for its castles. But there's a lot more when you go down different Narrowgate, Bongate, Fenkell Street. Just, you don't look down, look up, and you can still see little small windows, old-fashioned gas lanterns, the frames of little windows, and there's one going down, and there's the most beautiful windowsill, and it's all artistically done and made. And so Alnwick, it was a big opening for me, coming to Alnwick and learn a lot. But I found later that Alnwick is just what was called a beautiful little diamond. And it is, because the scenery and all about Alnwick is just absolutely wonderful. And the Dukes of Northumberland has made it a credit, because it's a wonderful little place. And as I say, you can, but there's, I'll stop. Sorry about that.
Sorry.
Oh, my throat's just gone dry. Sorry. Can I start now? And so Alnwick I had to find a lot, because I came to school in Alnwick when I was 11, and there was just the tier system then. And there was the Duke School, but it had a lot of famous people come from the Duke School. And as I say, I just like it because of the people. And when I got married and I went to the local shop, I went to the end of the queue all the time, because they were speaking different. And when I got home, I used to write all the words down and say, "What's this? What's this?" And because it was Alnwick, there was like a gypsy encampment outside Alnwick, and they filtered into, and it was a language they brought with them. And I was born just about 3 miles down the road at this Hibsburn, but we taught, and I never heard any of these words before, so it was all a big like wonderland, really, find out all the things were. And then there's lots of places to go and very interesting to see. And the people, they're most friendly people. When I came to Alnwick, I didn't feel like a stranger at all. just so friendly people. And on the corner, there's these characters, and they still stick in my mind yet. And one had like one leg, but he was such kind of high hen. And I used to think, I've never heard that before. And it's lovely just seeing all, and then they're all gone now, but it was just one of them in the shops, seeing all the beautiful crockery, and the shops were just absolutely wonderful. And I liked going into the Jobson's, the Saddlers, because the smell of the leather in there, and it's just absolutely wonderful.
Can you tell us what Alnwick Fair is?
Alnwick Fair was derived from a story a long time ago. It was started in 1969, but a lot of the costumes were made by one of the shops in Alnwick, and they wanted to reenact what it was like in, say, the 60s and the 70s, 60s and 70s then. But it was absolutely... there was a man up the road called the late Rowley Foster, and he used to lead the parade on his horse, and he was the herald. And then there was the Lord Mayor. He used to come in all his regalia, but the colours was absolutely wonderful, and all the dresses, I don't know where they got the dresses from, but they used to have the Fair Queen, and all the they used to have the princesses as well. But the boys weren't left out, because they used to have the knights for the boys as well, and used to have the white flag with the red cross on their chest, so that they weren't left out as well. And there was a lot of games, and the pubs used to do very, very well, because after the fair, everybody used to go into there. They've had such a busy day, and they used to go into the pubs and really do well. And there's what you call the dwidle flunking, and it's you make a circle in the marketplace. This was great for the marketplace, because it used to bring everybody in, and it was so interesting. And this is one of the ancient hobbies that they used to have. And it was, you had a stick and you had a wet sponge with the bucket in the middle. And if you got hit with the wet sponge, somebody flicked it at you, you had to have a drink. So by the time, if somebody took pity on you and just kept hitting you with the stick, well, you just couldn't walk. You were out. So, but it's little things like that as well. That there was a strong man as well, and it started off at the Tanner's pub, and used to walk down to the Fleece, and it was, you had to up again, but you had to carry a bag of sand. I can't remember the weight of the sand, but this was a big bag of sand, and you had to carry it down to the Fleece and back up again to see how many times you could do it. And then there was I felt sorry for the maids then. They called them in the shops. They used to just go and get any girl or young lady that was passing, and used to dunk them. And poor souls, it was the poor wenches, they used to call them after they came out, absolutely soaking. And they just used to have to go into the near shop and get changed. But the music, though, they used to have a Bryn band from Norway, and they used to lead the parade with the music. But there was a lot of local talent as well used to join in, plus all the schools. They used to start up with all the school, every person, every child was dressed up. But it was interesting as well, because even before I was born in 1938, they used to have these prams, and they used to dress up the prams, and then they used to have the children in them. How uncomfortable going in all them cobbles, but never mind. Yes, it was a very, very colourful week, and the shops used to get decorated as well, and they used to have competitions to see who was the best dressed shop. But it didn't matter, because it was so colourful, and the music, and it just brought to Alnwick like what it used to be years and years and years ago. And I think the old dukes of Northumberland would have been really, really proud of seeing Alnwick the way it is now.
Do you remember what was the first year that you and
It was 1969, and I couldn't believe how many people were coming to Alnwick just to see the fair. And the noise, but it was nice, and you were just absolutely stunned as to see the beautiful, beautiful costumes and the parade of the people and the music. Was you were just standing with your mouth open because you couldn't realise how really, really beautiful the parade and everything was.
No, it is just where we're doing the heritage project, where we're calling oral history, so no problem at all. Just when the doors open and the sound of it. If you want to grab seats, that's absolutely fine. Sorry about that, Sheila.
Oh, it's
Got
good.
there, please, guys?
Camera speed.
You only say that if it is speeding, Luke is definitely speeding? Good man, thank you. And you can move around, Luke, obviously, by stealth. But yeah, sorry, Dave.
Gordon.
Interview with Sheila Hedley, take 3.
Action. You got to ask the question again.
Yeah, that last question, you can ask it again, please.
Remember what the first year, remember what year you came first, Annie?
The Alnwick Fair started in 1969, and everybody was so excited. It was because you didn't know what to expect, what the Alnwick Fair was going to be. But when you walked down into the town, you just were absolutely mesmerised because you saw horses that was all carrying carts, that was all decorated with ladies, gentlemen, children, all dressed up in the most finery of beautiful, beautiful dresses. Why? Well, it used to be like a lot of years gone by, and used to think, you know, the little small lanes that lead from Alnwick outside to inside Alnwick in the marketplace. You think, how did they come down with the dress? But it was, it solved my problem because you could see it was all right. And it was just so beautiful, the colours and the parade. The parade was absolutely wonderful to see because, as I say, with the horses leading in the front, and then all the dignitaries of Alnwick, the councils and everything, they were all dressed in beautiful hats and suits, and the ladies with the umbrellas, and then it went on to all the school children, then on to just all the Bryn band from Norway. That was absolutely spectacular. So everybody joined in, and then they had concerts in the marketplace, and it was nice to see that we had so many lovely, talented children, people of all ages, that could sing, that could play, the dance, and the dance academy used to come down and see the dancers on the stage in the marketplace as well.
What positives did you think it brought, Annie?
Sorry?
What positives did you think it brought, Annie?
Positivity. It's seen Alnwick what it really, really was. There's so much old, beautiful buildings in Alnwick, and the costumes from everybody, it just seemed to work together. So it doesn't matter whether you were from Alnwick or a stranger coming to Alnwick, everything just, as Alnwick goes, mixed together. And it was the most wonderful experience. You talked to everybody, but also it was a good financial way because just Alnwick being a small town that didn't see so many visitors for a long while. So it was good for the shops, the shopkeepers, the pubs as well, very good for the pubs especially. They used to get a lot of trade in Fair Week, and the shops used to, you know, encourage you to come into the shop and just have a look around. But it was just been a small place. I mean, we're like 38 miles from Newcastle, and the same to the Berwick border. So we're really like Sassenachs, really. And but it's just to get to know what Alnwick and the people, and mostly the people, what they're really, really like.
What were your best memories of Alnwick Fair?
nearly got picked for to get dunked, but never mind, I managed to talk my way out of it. And just the people, the costumes, the music, and just everywhere, it just was, whether it was raining, windy, it didn't matter. That week of the fair, it just gave you the most wonderful feeling that you were proud to be in a lovely place called Alnwick. And I think the Duke and Duchess would really appreciate how everybody came to see Alnwick for what it was, not just the castle, not for the big places, but for the marketplace, what it was and what it's brought to people.
Who did you go with?
My family. My husband was at work, so I went down with two of the girls, and I don't know, two or three of the girls, and we just absolutely just shared everything.
Why do you think it's no longer a thing?
Well, I think probably because a lot of people didn't want to dress up anymore. Probably they wanted to have no idea, because I mean it was just a wonderful thing that it brought a lot of the money and the people into Alnwick.
Do you miss it?
Oh yes, very, very much. Because no day was the same, because you had different people on the stage, the music, and different people were costumes, and they had different games that had different things on every day, that there was nothing the same. If it wasn't the Bryn band, it was probably the local band, all the things. So yes, I do miss it very much, to let people see what both the local people and the shops can survey. It would be really, really good to have the fair again. Maybe it's just to try out to see what the local people can produce.
If it was to come back, would you think it would have to change at all to be allowed now?
I wouldn't like to say to change very much. They would have to try and get the costumes, probably. I think probably talk to the people and the new people that's moved to Alnwick, just to see and give them a history of what it was really like then, to let them see what it's like now, even just a trial week, just to let all the new people that's moved into Alnwick, or the houses that's built into Alnwick, just let them see what the Alnwick Fair really, really was like.
Since COVID and us not being allowed together, why are festivals and community gatherings so important?
Sorry?
Since COVID and us not being allowed to be together, why are festivals and community gatherings important?
It's very important because, as I say, we are just a small town, and it's there's a lot more new people coming to Alnwick, and it would be nice to let them see that what we had, and we can try and do it again. And I'm sure we can probably try and do it again to let everybody see what the fair is and what it will be probably for the shops. There's new shops now, there's new places now, new houses now, and it would be nice to let everybody see what a beautiful thing the fair is and what it can be.
What other great community gatherings are there in Alnwick?
What?
Other great community gatherings?
I'm not quite sure here.
Music festival?
Sorry?
Music festival?
Yeah, the music festival, yes. Yeah, there's the music festival used to be, and I'll have to stop my mouth's gone dry.
That's right. Little cut there, please. Little cut. Camera speed. Forward. Forward in. Forward in, and then who's on the ball? You can leave that there. Is that something?
It will go down as
Go forward.
Sheila Hedley, take 4.
Fantastic. You keep the back out. Pull that thing. Excellent.
Action.
There's the food festival that's usually every September, and there's the music festival used to be here as well, and that was just absolutely fantastic. All the used to come far afield as Italy, Norway, as I say, there was a Bryn band, but all the bands used to come from very European, you know, also come all over the way. And it was nice to hear all the different, some of the tribe, there was a one with the tribe on, and it showed you the dancing was just unbelievable. I used to help up in the Northumberland Hall where they used to do the coffees and lunches, and used to hear the music every day. So I was one very lucky lady. I used to say, I'll volunteer, because every day I used to love going down. Although it was early in the morning, didn't matter, because I was going to hear all the different music from all the different countries every day. And there was a gentleman, Fred, he used to come from Sheffield every year to the music festival. And he used to have his cap, and we used to have one seat in the row in the marketplace. He used to love that perfect seat. And he used to come to the music festival. And he brought this case. He says, Sheila, I've got something to show you. I says, oh, what have you got? And he had made this violin. And honestly, the Stradivarius hadn't a look in. It was absolutely beautiful. And one of the musicians the next day said, would I be able to play it? Well, honestly, the tears were just rolling down the face, because it was so beautiful to hear that Fred's violin had been played at one of the concerts in the marketplace. And then the different music all over the time, and then it was so beautiful to hear. So being upstairs, and used to come upstairs, and I used to know by the end of the week how they liked the tea, how they liked the coffee, and then we decided there was a lot of them coming early in the morning, because they didn't used to get, because we were staying in the church halls, the schools, and it wasn't very comfortable. So we realised, we said, right, we'll get something started and make them bacon sandwiches. Well, that was a big success, because it was, you know, encouraging them down. Even if it rained, it didn't matter. They used to come up to the Northumberland Hall and still, you know, have the music up there. And the food festival was absolutely very good, because all the stalls in the marketplace used to bring this marketplace to life. And they used to have all the food, and then up in the Northumberland Hall, they used to make all the recipes from all over Europe. That's food and vegetables that we had never heard of, but it was nice to see how the food festival. So that left the shopkeepers to think, I'll try some of these veg, or I'll try some of this food, or I'll try some of the sweets. And it was very good for Alnwick that we learned a lot in the way of food, music. So it did bring a lot to Alnwick.
Are there any specific costumes that you remember?
Oh yes, the ladies' costumes from the wenches. They used to just have like an apron and just a t-shirt and a long skirt. And then up to the middle class ladies, they used to have their just dresses with little lace collars, aprons on, and their bags. But for the most poshest ladies, they used to have the beautiful hats. Some were like bonnets, some were designed with the brims on, with beautiful bows in, and also the designs were absolutely exquisite. And the colours of reds and turquoises and beautiful colours all over, you know, the costumes. And even the young knights that they had that held as well, and they used to have that like shorts on, but they used to have the maid, the white shirt with the red flag on, and then the fairy princesses, they used to go to town with the most beautiful dresses, all long dresses on, with little aprons, and some had the little cloth caps. They're like a little nightcap with a little frill on, and they used to have them on as well. And so the beautiful stoles, the shawls, and the men's suits. They used to have the long tails, like mon suits and the big top hats. They were absolutely dicky bow tie. The poor ones used to have like the granda shirt and then just a cap and like puck trousers and like boots on. And then we used to have, there was a sedan race, and they had to quickly go through the Swan and make a sedan, and they used to have to get like teams of 4, and they used to have to get the smallest person, because the smallest person used to have to sit in the sedan and race from the White Swan down to the Dirty Bottles and back to the marketplace. And honestly, there was a few little bruises because if it wasn't made properly, they used to fall down or, fall out or crash each other, so it's to try and get to win.
What was Alnwick Fair like for young people?
For young people, it was a learning curve, really, because they think, I'm not wearing dresses like that. But they decided to think, right, I'm going to try it and try the costumes on to see what it really liked. And they thoroughly enjoyed themselves because they seen what it was really like with the long, long dresses on, that's frilly, that's buffoned, that's got skirts underneath to make the dresses all flouncy. And it was learning how, for their lessons, I suppose, what it used to be like in the olden days when Alnwick used to be in the 1600s and 1700s.
What do you think caused it to end?
Probably, as I say, the younger generation coming along, thinking we need to make it better, try and modernise it, and probably, I think, since it's run all that 10 years, I think probably people wanted something different.
Any other questions from the floor? I have one if no one else does. Anyone? Yeah, Sheila, could you tell us about what you said earlier in the interview about you'd come to Alnwick and they would have lots of words that you didn't understand? Could you tell us what any of those words
Oh, yes, I can.
What their meanings are?
Well, the shopping list was a yari.
What's a yari?
Yari is an egg. And they used to get sticks for their yagi. The sticks were to chop sticks for the fire. And then the moat got hit with a gadgie, was arrested by the policeman. And so that was a lady was hit by a man, and it was arrested by the policeman. Yoris, Yaggies, I've nearly forgotten all of them now.
You said hen. What's hen?
Well, hen. Hiya, hen. Hi, Rebecca, hen. And it was a lady, and it was hi-e. That means hello, you. And, all the different words. And I'm trying to think of the policeman one, and I can't now, but it's the Yaris and Yorgi and the dog. Hey, do you know that's all gone?
Juggle?
The juggle's the dog, yes, the juggle's the dog. Yeah.
Bori?
Bori, oh, hey, that's Bori, that. Hey, look at me, I'm in a Bori jacket. That means good. Yeah, it's good. Mm-hmm.
Any others? Dig?
Dig it ho. Gone down there with the moat. Have you seen the yard he's got on? And it's that lady's going down the street with a dress on.